Okay, today is our revision class about chapter motion, and we discuss about the graphical representation of motion and any other questions. So, motion. Motion, we know graphical represented of ST graph. ST graph. Displacement time graph. Displacement time graph. Suppose you have to remember this, the graph with respect to time or any other. You have to remember this, T always in x-axis and other will be in y-axis. This is the ST graph. The graph represented in such a way that this is the time and this is the S. So there another thing is important here. You have to remember this, y equals to mx and y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to mx is a straight line equation which goes into the through the origin. So y equals to mx. So suppose this is the x and this is the y. So y equals to mx. The line will be a straight line which goes through the origin y equals to mx. Y equals to mx plus c. It means that it's also a straight line, but it cut c part from the y axis. So it will be the y equals to mx plus c, and it is the c. So from this here m equals to slope. Slope means tan theta. Tan theta. Tan theta, what is the theta? This is the theta, or this will be the theta. If the angle is known to us, then we can determine the slope. And you have to remember that in displacement time graph, slope denotes velocity. Slope denotes velocity. Slope denotes velocity. How it's possible? Suppose this I will discuss about this later. And in velocity time graph, slope denotes acceleration. Slope denotes acceleration. So now we discuss about the ST graph and any other term of graph. So now we discuss about at first displacement time graph. Come on. Displacement time graph. So this is the time and this is the displacement. Displacement time graph. Suppose that graph here, this is the origin and this is the line, and it makes an angle theta with horizontal or x-axis. Suppose you have to determine the velocity at this point P. So it will be the m. So from this graph we can determine the velocity at point P. The velocity at point P, velocity at point P. Suppose this is the x and y, another point, this is the y and this is the x. At point P equals to, according to the coordinates of that point, it is to y by x. Y means, on the other hand, you can write Pm by Om, so it is y by x. Y by x. If you consider it a right angle triangle and this is the theta, so this is the opposite of the angle, or we can say that is the normal and this is the base. So normal by base equals to tan theta. So we can say it is the slope, and we know already know that a straight graph slope denotes the velocity. So if it is suppose this is the 60 degree, suppose this is a 60 degree, the coordinate is not known to us, then we can determine the velocity by using the slope. So what will be the velocity here? B equals to tan 60 degree. Tan 60 degree, tan 60 degree means root 3. So this is the velocity. If the angle is given, then you can determine the velocity by using this formula. Okay. It's a straight line. Suppose this is the A. OA is a straight line. In velocity, in displacement time graph, if the graph is as like as a straight line, then we can say this is the uniform motion, because the change of this displacement with respect to time is time interval is same, so it is the uniform velocity. So you have to remember this. You can just determine the displacement by using this formula. If the body is not moves in uniform velocity or uniform, the time the traveling distance is not uniform or constant at a definite time, then the graph will be like this. How can we determine the velocity at this point? How can we determine the velocity at this point? That you like draw a point normal from this, but it's not a right angle triangle, because this is the right angle triangle, but it is just like is this. So you cannot consider it right angle triangle. For this purpose, you have to draw a tangential at point P. Draw a tangential at point P. Okay, come on. This is the tangential. If now you can draw a perpendicular on x-axis, so you can see this is a right angle triangle. By using by previous system, you can determine the velocity from this graph. Suppose this is A, and this is B, and this is C. Suppose this is A, B, and C, and you can determine this is the time and this is the displacement. So you can write velocity will be at point P. Velocity at point P equals to AC by BC. Okay, understand? BC means the coordinates at point B and coordinates at point C. You have to remember that BC means C minus B. Final point minus initial point. Coordinates of final point minus coordinates of initial point. Then you can determine the distance between the 2 points. And here AC means AC, C minus A, or this is the initial point and this is the final point. This is the initial point, this is the final point. So A minus C. Okay? Yes. On the other hand, if this angle is given, then you can determine the velocity by using the tangent slope equation, m equals to del theta. Then you can determine the. If the another system is as like you cannot draw a tangential, just you can you can draw a small triangle by using this tangential. So this is the triangle. This is the triangle. If you draw perpendicular in this portion, suppose this is the B and this is the C, and you draw a here, and this is the suppose D, E. From this you can determine the displacement, and from this you can determine the time. In such way, you can determine the velocity from displacement time graph like this graph. Okay. Now we discuss about the velocity time graph. Okay, come on. Velocity time graph. velocity time graph, from velocity time graph, we can determine the acceleration. Velocity time graph, we can determine the acceleration. We have already learned that the graph with respect to time always in x-axis, and another quantity will be in y-axis. So in velocity time graph, you can draw, you can place the time in x-axis and velocity in y-axis. So you have to remember this. Suppose velocity time graph, so it will be the time and it will be the velocity. So we know acceleration. We can determine the acceleration from velocity time graph. So this is the acceleration, means positive acceleration, acceleration, positive acceleration, and 2 is negative acceleration, We have already learned that acceleration equals to v minus u by t. V minus u by t. V is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity. So from this equation, we can say the change of velocity with respect to time is called the acceleration. The change of a velocity with respect to time is called acceleration. So here v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity. If the body moves on a uniform velocity, that means there is no change of velocity. There is no change of velocity means the initial and final velocity are equal, or v equals to u. Then we can say the a equals to 0. So from this discussion, we can say if a body moves on uniform velocity, there is no change of velocity, and the acceleration is occurred here. You have to remember this. Okay, so a is 0. If the body moves on uniform velocity, then acceleration will be 0. So 3 terms: positive acceleration, negative acceleration, and 0 acceleration. And now we can show this in the graph. So how it's possible? So come on, positive acceleration, negative acceleration, and 0 acceleration from BT graph or velocity time graph. So this is the positive acceleration. You can consider it. It is a positive acceleration because with respect to time, the velocity is increased. Okay, understand? And this is the uniformly the velocity is changed, and so it is called the uniform acceleration. Another is the non-uniform acceleration. The non-uniform acceleration, the graph will be like this. It's a curved line. This is a non-uniform acceleration. If the, so it is the uniform acceleration, this is the non-uniform acceleration. So acceleration, if the body moves on negative acceleration, or we can say that is the retardation or deceleration, it means the velocity is decreased with respect to time. That means suppose initially the velocity is 25 meters per second, or velocity is v, and after passing the time, velocity is decreased, so it will be like this line. So it is the negative acceleration. So this is the negative acceleration. Okay, negative acceleration. And if there is no change of velocity, if time is passed but there is no change of velocity, suppose this is the time and this is the velocity at 0 time, the velocity is 10 meters per second, suppose, consider it. After 1 second it will be 10, after 5 seconds it will be 10, 10 seconds it will be 10. There is no change of velocity, so it's a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. So here we can consider this is the 0 acceleration. A equals to 0 or uniform velocity. So we can say when a body moves on zero acceleration or uniform acceleration, uniform velocity, the line will be a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. When the body moves on, when the velocity is decreased with respect to time, so it is a retardation. So this line denotes these types of line denotes the negative acceleration, or we can say retardation. If the body moves in uniform acceleration, it will be straight line and it is increased with respect to time. When the body moves on non-uniform acceleration, it will be a curved line. So how can we determine the acceleration from this line and this line? We can now discuss it. Okay, come on. So you have to remember this. Suppose, okay. Suppose it is easy. This is the time and this is the V. V is meter per second, and suppose this is the time Ts and 0 the origin. From, we have already discussed that it is applicable for uniform acceleration. It means the change of velocity with respect to time are same. So now we can determine the acceleration at point P. Acceleration at point P, and suppose here the velocity B, so this is the final point and this is the initial point. And here the velocity is U and U equals to 0, and here the velocity, suppose this is the point, final point, and here the velocity is V, final velocity. And here the point M, and here this is 0, and this is, suppose this is T. So it is the time T and it will be the change of velocity V. So from this we can determine the velocity by time. On the other hand, you can say V minus U by T. Here V equals to, at point P, the velocity is V, and at point O, this is the 0. So we can write V minus 0 by T, that means V by T. Okay. We have already learned that in velocity time graph, slope denotes the acceleration. Come, slope denotes the acceleration. Slope means, suppose this is the theta. Okay. Here B by T, perpendicular by base, normal by base, normal by base. It's the tan theta. So A equals to tan theta. So slope denotes the acceleration in velocity time graph. You have to remember this. Understand? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we discuss about the non-uniform acceleration. Okay. Suppose okay. Suppose the graph is as like this. Okay. This is the non-uniform acceleration. You can determine the acceleration at point P. How can we calculate the acceleration from this graph? This is as like as non-uniform velocity. Suppose this is you can draw a tangential at point P, and this is the tangential, and you can draw a perpendicular or normal along on x-axis. Suppose this is the A, this is the B, and this is the C. Suppose this is the B and this is the C. So this is the change of time and this is the change of velocity. Then you can determine the acceleration by using this. If this is the theta, then you can also determine the acceleration by using tan theta from the slope. We know from in velocity time graph, slope denotes the acceleration. Understand? Now, okay, come on. Now we discuss about the displacement. Okay, so okay, general discussion here. Suppose this is the graph, and here also the graph, and this is also. Okay, come on. And this is the 0, and suppose this is the 10, and this is the 30, and this is the 40. Okay, and it is suppose 45 dB. Consider it. This is O, A, B, and this is the C. Okay, come on. You have to remember this. For this type of graph, to determine the displacement, S will be ut plus half of at square. S equals to ut plus half of at square. This equation is applicable when the body moves on uniform acceleration. Okay. S equals to bt. This equation is applicable when the body moves on uniform velocity. S equals to bt. Okay. The another graph, suppose as like this type of graph. This is the retardation. You can determine displacement in two ways. How it's possible? At first you determine the acceleration, then you can determine the displacement by using this equation, or the another is u plus v by 2 into t. It is easy to use. S equals to u plus v by 2 into t. You can use this or this. Okay. In this case, you have to use you can use S equals to u plus v by 2 by t if the final velocity is known to you. Then you can determine this formula. Okay. Now, come on. From this graph, we discuss about this, and at first, question number 1, A. What is the velocity? What will be the velocity after 15 seconds? Number B. What will be the traveling distance in 30 seconds? C. What will be the total traveling distance? Total traveling distance. Number D. What will be the traveling distance in 12 seconds, 12 or 11 seconds, 11th second. What will be the traveling distance in 11 seconds? If you calculate this type of math, any types of the graphical represented math will be solved. Okay, now come on. Anaf Avir, you can mute your mic. Okay. At first, A, what will be the velocity after 15 seconds? What will be the velocity? Here, the body starts from rest. Here, the initial velocity is 0. So, from O to A, the body moves on uniform acceleration. So, if here is 0, but we do not know the velocity at point A. Come on. Now, for answer A, u equals to 0 meter per second. And acceleration A equals to 1045. So 1. So A will be, so suppose the B meter per second, and this is the T in second. Okay, understood. Okay. So A equals to 1 meter per second square. here we can at first we determine the velocity 0 to A at point A. So here time equals to, suppose this is the T1 equals to 10 seconds. So what is the velocity at point A or after 10 seconds? V equals to, we know V equals to U plus AT. Here U equals to 0, 10, 1 and 10. So it is 10. So V equals to 10 meter per second. At point A or after 10 seconds, we can see the velocity is 10 meter per second from the respective graph. So here it reaches 10 seconds at point A, and from A to B, that means 10 to 30 seconds, there is no change of velocity. So at point A, at point any other point between the B and C, the velocity will be same. And at point B, it's also the velocity as like as A. So at 15 seconds, the velocity will be also 10 meter per second. Understand? There is no change of velocity, because if the line is parallel to the x-axis, then we can say, and we have to know that there is no change of velocity. So at 10 to 30 seconds, the velocity will be 10 meter per second. Suppose 20 seconds, 10 meter per second. Suppose 25 seconds, it will be 10 meter per second. 29 seconds, it also 10 meter per second. 30 seconds, the velocity will be 10 meter per second. Okay, understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what will be the traveling distance in 30 seconds? Traveling distance in 30 seconds. Okay, come on. Now, question number B. What will be the traveling distance in 30 seconds? Traveling distance in 30 seconds. At first, this is the two portions. One portion, the 0 to 10 seconds, the body moves on uniform acceleration. And 10 to 30 seconds, the body moves on uniform velocity. Uniform velocity. So you can determine the traveling distance by using the formula, or you can determine the traveling distance in geometrical system. Any other system you can determine it. I can solve in two ways. Okay. At first, 0 to 10 seconds. This is suppose this is the S1. For first portion, the OA. For OA, here U equals to 0, T1 equals to 10 seconds, A equals to 1 meter per second square. S1 equals to what? So we know S1 equals to U T1 plus half of A T1 square. Okay. U equals to 10 plus half of 1 into 10 square. So it will be 50. So S1 equals to 50 meter. You can determine, you can say this is the 15 meter. And this is the 15 meter. Okay. Now, what will be the traveling distance next 20 seconds? First 10 seconds, it moves on uniform acceleration. So the traveling distance is 50 meter. And next 20 seconds, what will be the traveling distance for AB? AB. We have already learned from A, the velocity at point B is 10 meter per second. By seeing this graph, we can say the body moves uniform velocity from next 20 seconds. Next 20 seconds, that means 10 to 30 seconds, the body moves on uniform velocity. Here T2 equals to 30 minus 10 seconds, it is 20 seconds. Okay, understand? So traveling distance S2 equals to what? For uniform velocity, we know V T2. Okay, so you can write B equals to 10 and T2 equals to 200 meter. Okay, this is the 200 meter. S2 equals to 200 meter. So what will be the traveling distance? You can determine it any other way. S2. How it's possible? Suppose this is the initial velocity, U equals to 10 meter per second, A equals to 0, A to BA equals to 0 and T2 equals to 27. So you can use this formula also here. Here S2 equals to UT2 plus half of AT2 tar whole square. AT2 tar whole square. U means 10, T2 means 20 plus half into 0 into 20 square. So it is 0 here, then we can say this is the 200 meter. Okay. So it's easy. So we can determine the S2 equals to 200 meter and have the traveling distance in next 20 seconds is 200 meters. So total traveling distance S equals to S1 plus S2. S1 equals to 50 and S2 equals to 200. So equals to 250 meter. Okay. This is the traveling distance in 30 seconds. Okay. Now you can determine this another way. How it's possible? Come on. Suppose it's a triangle. It's a triangle and it's a rectangle. So that the area of this triangle and rectangle will be the, suppose for first 10 seconds, the area S1 equals to half into 10 into height. Here the velocity was 10. Suppose this is also 10. So it will be 50 meter. Okay. For this portion, we can determine S2 equals to the area of the rectangle, length into breadth. Here length 30 minus 10 and breadth also 10. So it equal to 20 into 10. So it is also 200 meter. So total traveling distance equals to 250 meter. You can determine in any way in geometrical system or by using equation, etc. Okay, understand? The area in velocity time graph, the area of the traveling part denotes the distance. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What will be the total traveling distance? We have already learned the traveling distance from 0 to 30. Now we have to determine the traveling distance in next 10 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds. If we know this, then we can summation the all types of the all traveling distances, and then we can say we can get the total traveling distance. Oh, okay. In these cases, we know had the initial velocity. This velocity 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 is also 10. For next, for third portion. So we know S1 equals to 50 meter, S2 equals to 200 meter. So here U equals to, for next, for BC, U equals to 10 meter per second and V equals to, it is 0 meter per second, and T3 equals to 40 minus 30 second, that means 10 seconds. So S3 equals to what? S3 equals to what? Now you can determine the S3. S3 equals to U plus B by 2 into T3. Suppose U equals to 10 plus 0 by 2, T3 means 10. So it will be 50 meter. It also be 50 meter. So total traveling distance S equals to S1 plus S2 plus S3. It will be 50 plus 200 plus 50. So it will be 300. So S will be 300 meter. Okay, understand? Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. You can determine the total traveling distance by using the formula for trapezium. Trapezium, how can it's possible? S. Here S equals, this is the parallel to parallel side. Suppose S equals to half into parallel side. This is the also the parallel side. This is here the velocity is 10 and here the velocity here 10. So 10 plus this is 20, sorry, 20 plus this is the 40 and here height is 10 into 10. So half into 60 into 10. So it also 300 meter. You can determine this way, total traveling distance. So area of the trapezium. Any other way you can determine the traveling distance. So next, last one. Only 2 minutes are remaining. We can. What will be the traveling distance in 11th second? 11th second traveling distance means the distance between the traveling distance in 11 second and 10 second. 11 second and 10 second. We have already know in 10 second the traveling distance is 50 meter. What will be the traveling distance in 11 second? So in last 1 second the body moves on uniform velocity. So S2, here S2 will be 11 in, this is the 10 second traveling distance, this is the 11 second traveling distance. So it will be 50 plus 10 into 1. That means 50 plus 10, that means 60 meter. This is the traveling distance in 11 second. So traveling distance in 11th second, it will be S11 minus S10. So 60 minus S50. So it will be 10. So S11th equals to 10 meter. So in 11 second, it travels in 10 meter. You have to determine, you have to remember this. Fourth second, suppose it will be the between 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Fifth second, it will be in between 4 and 5 second. 5 second. 4 and 5 second. 6 or 12 second, it will be between 11 second and 12 second. You have to remember this. Okay. So that's all. You have to practice at home, and I will discuss about the falling bodies equation in next class. Okay. Thank you.